Next up, we have the Dr. Boss theme Phase 1, Heretic of the False Moon from the Genshin Impact soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server, the gaming channel, how to request songs if you're not in the live stream, members getting early access to the content. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitarded, so please keep that in mind. With that, let's do this. Heretic of the False Moon, let's go. Okay, so we start with what seems to be a zitar. We have, of course, the orchestral percussion going on over here, and we have a group of men in the men's choir singing a melody, giving us our initial motif, and the zitar playing that same melody. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. Now, what we have done here is one of the cooler ways of developing a motif, which is simple repetition. However, we're not just repeating one-to-one every single time. First time around, we play the motif, we give it a little bit of time before we play it again, then we slowly start speeding up and reducing the distance between each repetition until we end up with just over and over and over again, right? So we're having that. We go off the ramp. Let me see where it goes. Welcome to today, person with Korean name. I do not speak Korean, so I can't read. I mean, in general, I can't read, but especially Korean. Welcome to today. How you doing? All right, let's see where it goes. Let me go back a couple of seconds. And okay, so we bring this really cool melody up here. We are holding that tension up. We are not fully resolving, we are holding the tension. When you're making music, you are doing one of two things. You are building tension or you're resolving that tension. That point in between, we call the cadence. Now, what we are doing over here is that we have built up the cadence, and basically what it boils down to is expectation and resolution, right? So we built the expectation, and we have kept it there. We are keeping that over there. We're not fully landing. Like when we land, it's not really resolving what we are, the tension we're building, which gives us a little bit of extra tension that we're slowly building. Like each time, it just keeps building more and more and more. And despite the little drops we're doing, it still keeps building. Let's see where this goes. Okay, that was a clarinet. Let me go back a couple of seconds because we had a bit of, yeah, that was a pipe organ and a clarinet. So yeah, we resolve. Okay, so we do have two main melodies going on. We have the first one, the initial one played by the zitar, and now we have the one held up above everybody else. Those seem to be the two main things that we have going on. Now, what we are doing here is we have taken a variation of that initial motif and we have put it down in the accompaniment, right? We have the lower instruments playing a variation of that as an ostinato. Ostinato, let me just move this here. Ostinato is when you repeat something over and over and over and over and over again the exact same way. And then we are bringing the strings in the orchestra. Let me bring the image of the orchestra. So orchestra. It sounds like we're using the lower end of the violins, maybe the violas as well. So let me just open our favorite image. So we have maybe the violins playing on the lower range, maybe the violas as well, playing that second motif that we had, right? Bam, 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 that kind of thing. So we're having this going on, and the, what's it called? The juxtaposition of both at the same time is really cool. Especially because we have the visuals as well over here. You have the ones on the ground doing the main motif, and then we have the second melody being held up above everybody else. It works. Juxtaposition. No, juxtaposition. Juxtaposition. A juxtaposition is an overlap, basically. Yeah, we have the juxtaposition between all of these. Let's see where it goes. Oh, and we have some of the woodwinds as well, like the bassoon. Juxtaposition, I know, right? And now we're slowly building more melody from these. There we go. Now we're moving. So now we're moving this secondary motif. I'm going to call it a secondary motif over between the different instruments. Now we're having, I think the French horns are playing this now. Having that maybe doubled by the bassoons. A doubling is when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time, right? So the motif itself, the second motif itself, is doing a very, very simple thing, which is the use of triplets. So in music, you have three elements: melody, harmony, rhythm. Rhythm being the use of time. When things happen, how fast, how slow things happen, tempo, beat, that kind of stuff. Rhythm is then subdivided, time is then subdivided into bars or measures. They're the same concept, which are then determined by a time signature plus a tempo mark, or nowadays we also call it BPM, right? BPM means beats per minute. So this is usually going to be the tempo BPM. We're not going to focus on that right now. We're going to focus on the time signature. So a time signature is going to be two numbers: upper number, lower number. Upper number is going to be the number of beats in a measure. The lower number is going to be the type of beat that you have in the measure. In American English, it's pretty easy to remember, right? So whole notes is represented by number 1, half notes by number 2, quarter notes by number 4, eighth notes by number 8, 16th notes by number 16, and etc., etc. One whole note contains two half notes, one half note contains two quarter notes, one quarter note, eighth notes, so on and so forth. So a 4/4 bar is going to be 4 quarter notes, and that's how your metronome is going to count it. That's how you are going to count this as well. So you would be playing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very simple. However, as I said, quarter notes, one quarter note contains two eighth notes. And if you want to count the eighth notes within a bar of 4/4, you will then just add the eighth notes in between, distribute them in equal terms, and then you are going to use the expression an between the numbers, and as in an, right? So you go from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, these, when they're played proper, they're called straight eighth notes. But there is a concept known as tupleting. Tupleting is when you squeeze notes into a place where there would usually be less notes than that, right? Or sometimes even more. You're just changing the distribution of the notes, right? The most famous and most common one being the triplet. Triplet means you are fitting 3 notes where there would usually be 2. The most popular one being the eighth note triplet, where you go from having 2 eighth notes to now having 3. And then you just put them in a little 3, maybe you put some brackets on it. And the way it is counted is you have the number, then first ta and second ta. So you go from 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you go to 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, 4 ta ta, 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, 4 ta ta. So what are we doing with this bar? We are just swapping between eighth notes and eighth note triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 ta ta 4 ta. 1 and 2 and 3 ta ta 4 and. Basically, that's what we're doing. So it gives you that really cool transitionary, almost smooth sound that we're getting over here. Let's see where this goes. There you go, those French horns doing the thing. Flute coming in with a solo. Guitar. I'll say we're moving melodies around. Very nice. A little bit of silence there off the ramp. Okay, so we switch things around a little bit over here. Of course, we go for a more grounded, a little bit more of a Eastern sound in this case. we are bringing in solos. Like right now, we are going from solo after solo. We are trading solos. When you're making music, you want to keep a careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much familiarity, too much repetition, too much of the same thing, you risk boring the listener, they tune out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. There is one universal exception, which is solos. You bring in a solo, no matter the style, no matter the genre, and as long as it's cool enough and it fits enough, you can get away with pretty much anything. So what are we doing over here? We are rotating between different instruments and doing solos, very short solos, between them. We are having variations of the motif being played right now in the accompaniment so that we keep that semblance going, but we did tone things down right now. Let's see where this goes. Alright, we're starting to overlap the melodies. This building over here, I don't know why it reminds me of Silent Hill. Silent Hill F, it reminds me of that. Anyway, with that comment to the side, let's continue. We're slowly reintroducing the chorus. The voices, doing some doublings. Switching things, oh, it's an insane solo. Quick modulation, moving the melody back to the French horns. The clouds are kind of foggy? I guess so, yeah. Moving melodies around. And we have a little bit of call and response as well. So yeah, we bring in this new version of the melody being doubled from the French horns to the chorus being like the group of people singing. And we are now doing a very, very, very simple call and response. Call and response being a musical conversation where you have one part doing something, a call, and another one doing something in response. Now, what we're doing right now is we are having these two contrasting ensembles. We have the orchestral ensemble, and then we have like this small foreign exotic band ensemble, which for the theme, I think fits right now, because we saw like the little visual over there. We have like this godlike entity, and then we have the party of heroes, right? Like we have that very, very cliche fantasy trope, cliche for a reason because it works, and we are representing that in the audio. I would believe that the small ensemble with these little very individual, very distinct instruments and solos would represent the party of heroes, whereas the other one, the ensemble, big choir, brass, violins, and all this kind of stuff, would represent the boss, the oppressive, or not oppressive, I would say the menacing presence that it is, right? And now we're having a call and response. We're going back and forth between the two, not too climactic. So things, it's more like exchanging tensions rather than coming to blows, right? So let's see where this goes. There's the trumpets, sort of desert-like strings, yeah, the Eastern stuff. There we go, and back we go to one of these flutes. We go back to the ensemble, but now we have the violins in the back, giving us a little bit more of the accompaniment. We're starting to blend things in. Let's see where this goes. It's really cool. Yeah, very Eastern instruments, yeah. That sounded like a saxophone. Yeah, that's a saxophone. In-game region of Sumeru, which is based... The boss is from the in-game region of Sumeru, which is based on the Middle East and Egypt. Oh, I thought it was Middle East and India. Okay, or maybe Egypt and India. I don't know. I stopped playing with the start of Sumeru. Okay, so we're having this... we're having this one going back and forth. We introduce a saxophone now instead of the horns. Very interesting choice. And India too? Okay, there you go. Let's see where this goes. Basically what we did earlier, just with a different ensemble. Variations of that rhythmic part. We're having the flutes going up and down. Cymbals. Oh, those flutes are going absolutely insane. There we go, variation in the chorus. And we bring a pipe organ. We bring a pipe organ, but we don't use the full potential. Like this part, this entire track so far feels very much like everything is holding back. like everything is being held back. I do know that these are usually in phases, so chances are the other phases might be more climactic than this, but this definitely feels like we are introducing the material and we are holding them back. So yeah, let's see where it goes. There we go, we're slowly building. The saxophone and the clarinet there. Alright, complete 90-degree turn. Bring another slower, way slower solo. The tension is rising. Yeah, the tension is absolutely rising. There we go. We're slowly bringing it up. There we go. There we go. We finally have all this build-up that we've been having for the last 2.5 minutes, and it finally comes to fruition. We have an overlap of pretty much everything. Once again, we speed up the drums, we speed up everything else, we bring back the chorus. Now everybody is playing. This is the climax of the piece, which usually your climax is going to be the last 1 to 2 minutes of your track. So in this case, it's adding up. Basically, Boaz has been dominating the player the whole time. Well then, let's see where this goes. I can't believe we have a saxophone there. Anyway. No clue. No clue if what the lore is here. So yeah. We're bringing it up to a conclusion. From high to low, we're building that tension again. And variations of that rhythm. And we do a very dissonant final chord. We do kind of resolve it, but not entirely. We bring a very dissonant final chord to this ending. And this, I guess, is going to move on to the next phase. Form-wise, form is going to be the structure. This piece would probably follow, similar to other phases, would be in classical music. Wrong button. In classical music, it would be what is called movements, right? Movements in classical music are 3 versions of a single piece, often following what is called sonata form. And you're going to have the first piece, which is going to be the introductory part. Second movement is going to be like a march or a slower version. Third movement is going to be the climax, right? So from what we've seen, because we've done a couple of Genshin tracks before, this probably, like all phases, this would probably follow a similar formula to that. This is phase 1. There's going to be 2 more phases. Phase 2 is start losing. Basically, it's all different characters' themes. Oh, okay, so yeah, there's many ways that these can be developed, but in this case, we did phase 1, and I liked it. That was good. I think the build-up for that final climax took a little too long, but it wasn't bad either. But yeah, there you have it. That was Heretic of the False Moon, the Doctor boss theme, the Dottore, or Il Dottore, boss theme, phase 1 from the Genshin Impact soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server. That's where everything gets announced first, whether it is the streams going live, the videos going up on the channels, updates, announcements, anything else. It all gets announced there first. Of course, that's where we also have the community. We hang out, we chat, we steal memes from other people's servers, claim them as our own, and where I host the Vintage Story server. It used to be a Minecraft mod, now it's its own standalone game. I prefer it, which is why I'm hosting a server. Linked in the description. Become a member of the community today. Also share these videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families, or 2 very distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, go share these videos with everybody that you know. Also use the hide function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that. linked in the description. So that's another reason to join the Discord. Look at that. Yes, members, no, artists, musicians, or otherwise on YouTube or elsewhere. This is an open invitation. If you want any of my skills for any of your projects, whether it is my guitars, Mongolian throat singing, the little kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, whatever it is, reach out, let me know. Let's make stuff together. Let's work together. Let's make stuff, right? And if you're in the audience and you know somebody, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Be cool about things. Don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. That's up to about 1 week in advance. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions on what to do. If you are on the live stream, you can go ahead and start requesting for the next round. If you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in for whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So, if you live in Cochrane and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch and it's going to show in your local time zone. Another reason to join the Discord. There you go. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Recorded live during the main channel's after show. Then the recordings go here. Linked in the description or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just up the J for a G. And you got it. And, yeah, there you have it. Heretic of the False Moon. That was very interesting stuff. That was a good contrast right there. Really good stuff. But, yeah, let's move on.